Good evening. Good evening. This was something that was laid on my heart to explain, I think, which is it's this term that says you don't know a person until you live with them, right? And the understanding to that is this. First, I'm gonna give you this: a diamond, right? When they cut a diamond, they shave it to give its appearance, like they want to. Now, when they shave a side of a diamond, that's called a facet. Face set, right? So as many times they shave it to give it its form, they have to shave it precisely, cut it precisely so it doesn't run. What is running? Run is like if a rock hits your windshield, it can either stay right there or that crack can run. Now, if it should do that, it lets air in and then it mess up the clarity of a diamond. So once it lets the air in, the humidity and stuff like that, it will cause the diamond to cloud. So that's why they say they want to check the clarity of a diamond. Be able to see right into it and see that it has no running cracks inside the diamond. That's called a flawed diamond, right? Well, us as human beings, we have many facets to our life. A diamond can have 50 facets. A diamond can have 60, 100. The more facets without the crack makes it, So in our life, right, we are divided into multiple facets of our life. And if no one is around for each event, then they will never fully understand what you're going through. What does that look like? One facet could be your children. How are you to your children? Now, another facet is do you have multiple children? So now that if you have multiple children, you are a different person for each child because you can't handle each child the exact same. They are unique. So then you have a facet for your parents. Now, most of us, other than me, because I have a father that was in my life throughout my life, some of us didn't have them. So you only have a facet for a mother, hoping to have a facet for your dad. But that's a whole facet in itself. The fact that you're missing your dad, right? So then you have friends. Then if you have multiple friends, all of those contribute to many facets of your life, right? So now, to have an understanding of when we say life be lifing, right? Sometimes, right, because we can't forget to have this spiritual warfare that's entangled in this whole situation. The spiritual warfare is the fact that Satan understands how many facets that you have to your life just like God does. So at any moment, any part or member of your facets of your life, right, they're either going to be working with God or with Satan. It's cut and dry. That's what it is. So for those that are not following God, Satan gets a chance to use them in your facets. So now, when life is completely lifing, most of the times life will completely life once you're called. And once you understand the calling. See, at first when you're called, Satan has to have a lot of confusion in your life so you don't hear the calling clearly. Say God speaks with a still voice. Still voice is almost like a whisper. If I'm moving or in motion, like we say all the time, motion, handling business, making money, doing it, you in motion. Now, if I'm so much in motion and dealing with so many facets of my life, right, then I sometimes get blinded to where I'm not giving God a facet of my life. And he should have the main facet of your life, right? That should be a part of you that every facet should see. Every problem should see him in each problem. Now, when it's not happening like that, Satan gets to use each facet to destroy the plan that God gave you. Now, what does that look like? You wake up in the morning, you want to give God your first facet, right? Boom, this is your first you to him, boom. But this morning, something goes on with your daughter, right? Something goes on with your daughter to try to interrupt that. Now, if we're deep rooted, we will understand that whatever happened with your daughter can wait till you talk to God. But Satan has us so wrapped up in emotion that your emotions are so validated by your efforts and how you see things, not by God. So now the thing is, being that we under this world where emotions and feelings are number one to everything over top of direction or discipline. So now what happens is, instead of you giving God a full facet of you, you cut it in half to give it to your daughter. You cut it in half to give it to your son. You cut it in half to give it to your spouse, your significant other, however it is, right? So now, if I'm on the outside of your house, right, I don't get to see each facet of your life. You're only going to get a report of any facet that I choose to give you. So what does that look like? A lot of the times you can go to a Christian or you can go to a person, because mind you, you will want to go to a Christian Christ-like with your problems because they're on the same struggle, but they're going to use the same basis to figure out the problem. So when you go to them with only one facet, because at that time, that's the problem at that time. So when you go to them, the first thing that they're going to think is, oh, well, you're not doing this with God, or you're not doing this, or you're not doing this. That's why this is going on like this. But now they're not understanding that you're under full attack by the enemy. So now in their head, they're like, hold up. For you to have all this knowledge, or you to have everything, you should understand what you're supposed to do. You should understand that you should go fast. You should understand that you should go do. Now the thing is, Satan understands the same thing. Like, he's so connected. He just is. It's how God allowed it. He was there first. He was there before you or not. You know, he was in the kingdom. So he knows the Bible to and fro. That's all he needs to know. Why? Because now he knows the information that can get you on track and the information that gets you off track. He don't even have to talk to God. He don't even have to hear our prayers to God to even do that. It's simple math. He knows how God operates firsthand. So he knows that, okay, he know the fast. He know the fast to beat this. So let me tamper with every piece of facet of his life that's not deep rooted with God. Let me have him experience what it is for one of his siblings to deal with his ex-wife. Let him experience what it feels like for his children to choose another person when you're actively trying to be a dad to them. But they choose another person and glorify that person as their dad. That's two facets. And they heart-touching, heart-wrenching facets for those that enjoy being a father or enjoy whatever title that they're under. Right? That's just two. Then your income, job, anything like that. Right? HR, anybody in that facet that he can use. Tampering with your paycheck at the same time. All of this is going on at the same time. Tampering with the fact that you have employment or don't have employment. These are going on at the same time. Then on top of that, right, something happens, you lose your vehicle. Right? because Satan can use anybody that ain't God. He can use another vehicle, a motorist, to run into your car. However, distract them while they looking at Facebook and everything. They run into your car. Total loss your car. However it goes. Now you don't have a car. On top of the other facets that he's tampering with. That's when we start saying life is lifing, right? So now this time, when this all is going on, if you run into a person that don't live with you, they can tell that life is lifing, but they don't know exactly how it's lifing. So how could they exactly give you any kind of help to get out of it? Now, some things are neutral. Already understand, hey, look, man, you need to fast. You need to really get with God, and you need to fast. You need to cut out whatever you're doing. That's how we say it. Whatever you're doing or whatever you into. But see, the thing is, if I live with you, if I'm in the same house as you, let me give you another understanding. Let's say either parent. Let's say the mother has the child or the father has the child. And the other is in another home or something like that. However it goes. Now, what happens in this situation, whatever happens to the child, the person outside of the home gets secondhand information. Imagine this because a lot of women don't know what this feel like at all. It's always pushed out, but it's never came back because they're never without the child. But you have some mothers that are. So now, this is the thing though. To give you an understanding, let's say, to give you an understanding, the mothers, to give them an understanding, you left your child with the babysitter to go to work, right? When you come home, when you get off work and you go to the babysitter, try this. The babysitter said, such and such broke their arm. Jumping on the bed, broke their arm. We already been to the hospital. They already put it in a cast. We already here, and there she go right there. Imagine how you feel that you couldn't be there for the very instant that it happened to see it all the way through because of your love that you have for this child. The first thing you're going to say is, why didn't you call me? Well, you won't hear. I had to handle it. They just broke. You understand? Like, that has to happen like that. Now, that's how you get the information of a person that you're not living with. You're not going to get all the details. You're not going to get all the understanding of what's going on and how to fix it or any of that. You just got to give the leftovers or the residue of what happened. So being said all this to say, right? You could never cast a full judgment to anyone's life without living with them and understanding what they go through day by day. To bring it home, to bring it personal. Rest in peace to my son, Arkell Duncan, right? When I was coming up, right, I had this question that I just could not understand. And for years, until God showed it to me, what was the answer? How do you get respect without fear? Like, that's what I wanted. I wanted respect without fear. People that fear you will do anything, they will kill you because they're so scared. So when I'm asking this, it's because I couldn't understand how to stop the verses in my relationships. I couldn't understand how to keep it from getting to your man versus my man instead of your man with my man. Like, I couldn't. So now, if your child committed an offense, then you have the right to discipline them. But when your significant other creates an offense that normally you would fix somebody else up for, how do we deal with this? Well, I fell under the illusion that you physically, because coming from the environment that I come from, it's not something that's not a norm to see hostile woman or a hostile situation, and then after that they lovey-dovey and they back together, you know. And so being that it was like that, I fell under the this is must be how women want this, or this is how they. But what happened was, it didn't correct anything. It didn't correct anything, and it set fear in the home. And then whatever connection that I wanted from that situation went opposite. Case in point, the receipts of it all, I don't have a marriage. I don't have a relationship. I don't have anything, you know. So I kept wondering, how can I obtain this, man? Like, how can a person live with each other and can understand what's going on? Well, see, the thing is, if we live with each other and don't sit and monitor every facet of that person's life, you will never get a full understanding of who they are and why they function like they function. I said, let me go back. That's why I said the story about their mothers and how because see, my son called his name Ike. Ike Turner, Tina Turner. Because of what was given to him is that his father is abusive, controlling, violent. You know, this is who he is. You know, but on the outside, when he was coming up, this is given to him. But then I had the pleasure, before he left, having him with me every day. Older, grown. He went from, I don't trust women, I don't trust nothing about them, that's why I keep him at a distance, I rock with my homies, you know, woo woo woo. And once he sat up under me every day and watched each facet and how I dealt with each facet, it changed him. Because now it's no longer what's being said outside and the observation of outside my home. Now you get to walk on the inside and see what I'm up against every day, and then how I deal with it. How much grace, how much mercy, how much empathy, how much I care, how much I don't just think of myself and just do whatever I feel like, because that was the message that was projected to him. Oh, he just gonna do it. No, that's not how that goes. He's so selfish, he won't give nobody nothing. No, that's not how that goes. I give so much that I don't have enough to reach to you. Like, he sat and watched this. And not only that, he kept saying, man, you need two of you. You so busy watching and doing for everybody else, who got you? My reply, this is what we do, man. So the introduction to how he think different now. Now he has a girl. Now he has a home that he lives in. Now they are coexisting in this, and he's trying to figure it out. I've watched him. Man, okay, give you an understanding, right? For those of us that are in relationships and is one vehicle relationship, right? Until y'all get to a place where it be two. At the time, she has her vehicle. He didn't get his yet. But he drops her off at work. He goes handle his business, come back and pick her up from work. Everybody knows that who gets dropped off of work does not like to come out of work and then don't have transportation right then and there. You ready to go. You are done with this 8 hours. It's over. I'm done. I'm ready to go. only to come out to a person that should understand that you're ready to go, and the car is not there. At that point, once again, that's a facet of your life. But you don't know how many facets went on in their life for this car not to be right here. So now, this is what goes on. This is exactly what happened. We out there in the trenches. We running around. We doing what we doing. So, right at the time, it's like 30 minutes. 30 minutes to go get her from work, right? She's working in deep Southside. At the time, we were in Churchill in East End. East, South, right? She gets off at regular time, 5 o'clock traffic, right? So now, we all know, 5 o'clock traffic, 30. A person call that wants product at that time, right? We're in the East End. They're in Central. They're downtown. Now, we can either, one, go straight from here to get them, or go from here now to add in what's really going on. This is $800, right? We can either go from here to the 800 and then pick them up. But if we do that, we're running probably 15 minutes, 10 to 15 minutes behind time. What do you do? Because if you pass the 800, everybody knows how it rocks here. There is no waiting for you, and then if you don't make it, then I'm going to call some. No. How Richmond, Virginia functions, we're going to call 3 people at one time. Whoever get here first gets the money. So, he look at me. Dad, what you think? I said, listen, dude, welcome to my world. Welcome to my world. Now, which one you going to eat? Because if you go get the money, she's going to truly feel like that you are inconsiderate. Number one, we are in her car. Number two, she's just got off work. She's done with work and she wanted to come out. Now, this is the thing. We are thinking of this. But now, what happens if we miss out on this 800? How does the home function after that? Right? So, we go get it. We go get it. We come back. We go get her. Now, I'm looking my age now. But if I cut all this off and stuff like that, I look a little younger. So, when we pull up, she jumps in the car. She thinks it's me and him and his homeboy in the car. She goes in. Once he finished, once he let her, he just sit there, let it go. Once she finished, he said, listen, that's my dad behind me. She turned around, huh? That's your, oh, hey, how you, I'm sorry. Cool. But in this situation, what my son just learned from hanging with me every day is how to deal with these facets of life. Because he was with me every day. Now, what does that look like in her eyes? He's truly inconsiderate. Now, if it wasn't for me being there to explain, now, number one, I'm his dad. So that puts it a little higher to listen to. Now, if I was one of his friends, she'll just, I ain't trying to hear that. Y'all was running around, you covering for your homeboy. Boom. No, I'm his dad. And from him being with me every day, it was a different report of who his dad was to her. What does that look like? The fact that what was told to her is I'm not that type of person. I care about people, I take care of people, and I'll take care of people with the last, with nothing. This is who my dad is. And with all of my siblings and stuff like that, he got to take care of them how he take care of them. So she listens to what I said. Now she has a different understanding, because what just was laid before her is a full facet, that one facet about this situation. But if I was not there, who is he to her, to everybody else? He thinks of himself. He ain't and woo, 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 woo. You don't know a person until you live with them, and you'll never know them even living with them if you don't tap in. Right now, Satan has everybody feeling like I gotta think of me, me. Even down to Christianity. I'm listening to a lot of Christians that still the focal point is them. It says, man, it's gonna be a generation that lacks natural affection. Natural. It's naturally in you to have empathy. It's naturally in you to think of other people and their well-being. It's a sub-personality to not think of that. If you're doing self-control, self-motivation, self-cleansing, uh, uh, self-peace, uh, um, now the thing is, because there's many more that Satan has us feeling like these are the way to rock. This is how you should deal with life. But now the thing is, this math, because there's a word that's a common denominator in each of these, it's called self-preservation, self-endurance, self. It's only going to teach you to be selfish. You're not going to be able to connect at all. And one thing that does not allow you to connect is not paying attention to everybody's facets of their life. No person on this planet is just one dimensional. No person. We are made in God's image and in his likeness. And he said he is, I am. Meaning anything you could, I am this person when I'm mad. I am this person when I'm happy. I am this person when I'm pleased. I am this person when I'm anxious. I am this person. Anything that you can think. That's why you have people that say, man, I don't even know why I did that. Or that wasn't me. That ain't even me that did that. Like, I don't know why. That was you. That's you. Nobody else did it. Those are the facets of your life. You can be anything. You can be gracious and merciful. You can be a murderer tomorrow. Once you learn everybody's facets of their life, then you can put yourself in a place where you can really understand and really can. You know, it's a blessing for the just to do judgment. For the righteous to do judgment, right? And it says in Matthew's, the only time that you can do that is first fix it in your life. Then you can fix it in someone else's life. Once you realize what facets they're up against, if you have been in these facets and you know the words, the preachings, the teachings, God gave you an understanding and a way out, and you took that way out, now you can turn around and give it to that person that's going through that facet of their life. Amen. I'm going to keep making these as long as God is not mad at me. In Jesus' name I pray, amen.